Okay, we are back. We are now going into the courtroom to begin the first day of the case 3 trial. So let's get this shit going. Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Will Powers.
The prosecution is ready, Your Honor.
Our favorite edgy boy.
Oh, yeah.
The defense is ready, Your Honor. Very well, Mr. Edgeworth, your opening statement, please.
The prosecution will show the court that at 2:30 p.m. on October 15th, the defendant, Mr. Will Powers, killed fellow actor Jack Hammer in Studio 1 of Global Studios. It is impossible for anyone else to have committed this heinous crime. The evidence presented during the trial will all point to this fact.
I see. Very well, I would like to move on to some testimony. Mr. Edgeworth, the prosecution may call its first witness.
Very well. The defendant seems guilty. So let's just say guilty now and stop wasting everybody's time.
We do have to have a case, Mr. Edgeworth. We can't just. I know you're good, but you're not that good.
Very well. I call a most familiar face, Detective Gumshoe, to the stand. Detective, if you would briefly describe this case to the court.
Usually, just a brief aside, because I've been thinking about this a lot. There's a streamer I watch who his dog is named Gumshoe. I think it's named after the Detective Gumshoe because I know he's also a Phoenix Wright fan. But every time they talk about him, I just think about this guy's dog, which is fairly fitting, to be completely honest.
I would say so, yeah. Yes, sir. I'll explain with the guide map here. To understand this case, it's important to grasp the layout of the studios, see? This here is the employee area. The actors did a run-through of their action scenes during the morning here.
And we still haven't seen this side of the room because we didn't pan over to it during the investigation, which I remembered this time I could do, but it just didn't matter, so.
This is the main gate to the studios. The security lady that works at the studios was here at 1 o'clock on that day. Past the security station, there is a gate, see? Past that are the studios. And here it is, the Studio 1. This is the scene of the murder, where the body was found. Now, on the day of the murder, October 15th, there were only 3 people here. The victim, Jack Hammer. The defendant, Will Powers. And a young woman, the production assistant. All the production staff were in the employee area until noon. Then, after lunch, the victim, Jack Hammer, went to Studio 1. Right after that, at 1 p.m., the security lady got to the guard station. Now jump ahead to later that day, 5 p.m. The production staff came to Studio 1 to perform a rehearsal. Needless to say, the rehearsal was cancelled. The time of death was 2:30 p.m. The samurai spear was found lodged in the victim's chest was the murder weapon. That's the case in brief. Anyone like to hear that again?
Hmm. Did I listen to that whole spiel again? Fuck that. I think I can probably remember that. So the murder weapon was a spear. How medieval.
Your Honor, this case is quite simple if you ask one question. And that question is, what did the security lady at the guard station see?
Understood.
Let's call the security officer to the stand. Oh, yes, I remember this now. Will the witness declare her name? Hmm? My, aren't you a handsome fellow? I'm afraid I'm a bit flustered. Your name, please. Oh, dearie, no need for you to be embarrassed. Just call me Grandma. Your name, please.
Seems Edgeworth is a bit of trouble getting his witnesses to say their names.
Wendy Oldbag, dearie.
Yes, that's when I was like, oh, her name actually is just Oldbag.
So,
Not really that. Still, all the other children make fun of me just to believe it. But there was this boy, the cat in the chess club. He called me an old bag. Well, I just cried and cried. I tried. And I just tried and tried.
Objection! I object to the witness's talkativeness.
He's like, I'm an introvert. I can't handle this.
This just reminds me of Johnny
Makes
Depp.
me uncomfortable.
Johnny Depp trial. Like,
God.
you're objecting to your own question?
Yeah, Jesus Christ. Oh boy. Objection sustained. Shut the fuck up. The witness will refrain from rambling on the stand.
I was just getting to the good part, dearie. Perhaps we can get to the testimony.
Now, the witness was stationed at the main gate on the day of the murder, correct?
You see, I was.
And to get to the scene of the murder, someone would have to pass by you.
You know your stuff, dearie.
You may begin your testimony. She sure is one hell of an old bag.
On the day of the murder, I arrived at the guard station at 1 p.m. Poor old Hammer and the rest had been doing a run-through there since the morning. I, well, had some errands to run that morning. Anyway, it was 1 o'clock when I got to the guard station. I was at the main gate from then until 5. Now, the murder happened at 2:30 p.m., right? Interesting to me, because a certain man walked right by me at 2 o'clock. It was Powers, that man right there, and he was heading towards the studio.
You saw the defendant then?
Guilty.
Very well. It's over. I think that's as good as... I think that's all we really need. Let's begin the cross-examination, Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. Okay, so this is when we go, hey, no, that photo is totally maybe not him. Who was that? Interesting. Man walked right by. It was Powers. Let me get this straight, old bag, Miss Oldbag. You've been saying since yesterday that you saw Mr. Powers, correct? But you're talking about the man in this photo, aren't you? Just a moment, Mr. Wright. Let me see that photo. What is this exactly? None other than the Steel Samurai, defender of Neo Old Tokyo. That's New Old Tokyo, which basically becomes regular Tokyo when you cancel them out. Miss Oldbag. Is this the Mr. Powers that you saw?
Of course! Didn't your mama teach you any sense, Sonny? Anyone can plainly see that's Powers, right? No, they can't.
That's right, Edgeworth is like, what the? God damn it, I picked a bad witness.
Well, I mean, I wonder.
True, Mr. Powers does play the role of the Steel Samurai. But that doesn't mean Mr. Powers is the Steel Samurai.
I know that. I wasn't born yesterday.
No one in this court is accusing you of that, witness. He's having trouble calling her Oldbag, apparently. However, you do not have proof that the person in this photo is Mr. Will Powers, do you?
Nosy old man. Of course I have proof.
I killed him. The guy over there? You killed the guy over there? Yeah. What? Even Edgeworth is surprised.
Prosecution would like to ask the witness. Please make known all the information in your possession ahead of time. How was I to know everyone would be so nosy? You should be ashamed, all of you. Anyway, I showed that photo to the young detective. He told me this isn't any good as evidence, pal. He didn't even give it a second look.
Wow, older Windbag has even left Edgeworth speechless. She's good. Let's hear about your proof, then.
I never say anything I don't mean, mind you. Morning, during the run-through of the action scene, I saw Powers trip and fall. Broke one of the props. It was a big mess. Apparently, he sprained his ankle pretty bad. Now look at that picture. You can see he's dragging his leg. See? Clear as day. That's how I knew it was Powers. Happy?
So he had sprained his ankle. Very well. Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness. She's got to be hiding something. I'll press her until she squeals. So... yeah, I'm trying to think if there was anything specific we were supposed to press on. One during the run through the action scene. In the fall, he broke one of the props. He broke a prop.
Sure did. His own samurai spear.
His samurai spear? The murder weapon?
Luckily, I was there with my duct tape to fix it.
This strikes me as a significant detail. Better write this down in the court record. Sprained his ankle pretty bad. Mr. Powers' ankle's badly sprained.
Not so bad that he couldn't walk around. He went to his dressing room to rest up after lunch.
Less than that.
Anyway, I saw him dragging his foot when he walked.
Dragging his foot. Okay. There was another detail. Never see, I want to do that one. Who was present at the run-through?
Well, let's see. There was Powers. He's the Steel Samurai. And poor old Hammer, the evil magician. And me.
And what exactly were you doing?
Observing. Just observing.
What about the assistant?
Oh, she was off moving backdrops around and such.
So she didn't see the run through them. I think that's everything I need to get out of this.
Yeah. I think we've heard enough. Haven't we, Your Honor?
Well, there is one thing that bothers me.
Which is?
Where is the Steel Samurai costume now?
Hmm. Actually, well, we couldn't find it. We're looking, though. Anyway, that's not important. The witness did see the Steel Samurai, yes? And it is clear that the person in the Steel Samurai suit was Mr. Will Powers.
I suppose that's right. Are you sure you're sure, Your Honor? Hold it right there. We keep talking possibilities, but we have to agree that this photo shows the Steel Samurai. Nowhere in this photo can we see Mr. Will Powers. The defense has a point. I also wonder if someone else not caught on camera could have killed Mr. Hammer. Like you, old lady. We have to consider that possibility also.
You've just activated my trap card.
Yeah, right.
I'm telling you,
I
I'll
love
say
his
it again.
I love his little mannerisms, and yes.
He really does remind me of Pegasus from Yu-Gi-Oh! I'll
Yeah.
say it again.
Oh, absolutely.
Then allow me to remove that doubt from your mind, Your Honor.
Which is funny because I think this actually came out around the same time as that.
Did it?
Yeah, because I think the original version of this game came out in Japan in like 2000.
Oh, damn. Would the witness continue her testimony, please? No need to ask twice. The time of poor Hammer's death was 2:30 p.m., true? The only person I saw go to the studio before then was Will Powers. No one else went there. If they had, I would have seen them.
So if no one else went to the studio, then it would have to be the Steel Samurai who did it. Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness. Okay, so... What about before you got to the guard station?
You mean before 1 o'clock? Why, everyone was in the employee area before then. And I locked the main gate so no one could get in. Not to mention,
And I would have seen. Are you sure?
the witness had answered the question. Anyone going into the studio had to pass by the witness. That's right, Shunny. You let him have it, edgy boy.
Edgy boy. Old Windbag sure has balls. Well, you know what I mean. Old Windbags have a way of skipping over important details, after all. Or for that matter, entirely forgetting them. How convenient. Something for you to look forward to, perhaps. Don't say that to Maya. She's not gonna grow up to be this lady. So time for hammers at 2:30 p.m. Okay, so is this where I just object to the photo? Yeah, that's right. Remember this one took me a while last time because I thought we literally just talked about this, so I thought it would be weird for us to just have to bring that up again. Which I still kind of feel like we already went over this, but Hold on. Look at this photograph one more time. This photo was taken by the camera at the gate for the studios, correct?
Yes, sirree, Sonny.
So whenever anyone passes by here, it automatically takes a picture.
And here I thought you didn't know your head from a hole in the ground.
Right. Anyway, it's also true that the computer in the guard station records all security cam data.
Oh, if you wanted to work at the studio, we might have an opening.
That very computer printed out this photo. Note that on the back of the photo are printed the words October 15th, 2 p.m., photo number 2.
Even I know that it means it was taken at 2 p.m. on October the 15th. Really, Sonny?
Actually, I knew that too. The issue here is the bit at the end where it says photo number 2.
Photo number 2?
The computer only held data for one photo on that day. Don't you think that's odd? Shouldn't this photo be photo number 1 if it really was the only photo? Order, order. Please tell the court what you mean by this, Mr. Wright. Actually, that's what I want to ask the witness. This evidence shows that not one, but 2 people went to the studio that day. Yet, there was only data for one of the photos. Who could have erased the data for the other photo? Only someone with access. The security lady herself.
Shut your mouth, whippersnapper. The only person I saw that day was Will Powers.
But the camera on the gate fired twice. That means 2 people went by.
Well, yes. That's what it would seem to mean.
Can the witness explain this to the court?
I don't understand these newfangled computer things. Edgy boy, help! Believe me, I want to, but I don't know what this means either. Some help you are. You're a whippersnapper too. Whippersnapper?
Something the matter, Miss Oldbag?
That's right. I just remembered something conveniently.
I like how she actually did forget. I actually think that's what happened. Like she actually literally forgot about the boy.
Maybe she forgot she murdered.
She did. She also forgot she murdered the guy, of course. Let me guess. Someone else passed by the gate. Someone other than a Steel Samurai.
Well, yes, I suppose you could put it that way.
Huh, I see. Your testimony, please.
Every day, after I finish my guard duties, I have one other important job to do.
Erasing evidence.
I go through the photos recorded on the security and check them. I throw out any photos that aren't suspicious looking, you see.
I wasn't kidding. That's bad security. It's bad security practices. Don't do that.
Think of it. Now I remember throwing out one photo that day. Miss Oldbag, this is the first I've heard of this. Well, of course, Sonny. I've only just remembered it.
Right. Anyway, Mr. Wright, please begin the cross-examination. Well, I'd say this was a turn for the unexpected, but I kind of expected this. Oh yeah, we already read this.
Yeah.
Okay. What am I thinking? Oh yeah. Okay. So every day, I with the photos for the security. You're checking through it, any. Can I do it now? Remember throwing out one photo the other day. Well, who in the heck was in that photo you erased?
A fanboy.
Fanboy.
Steel Samurai fanboys. Real freaks, if you ask me. They get information about the rehearsals from gosh knows where. They're always hanging about. One was there that day.
Wait a second. Didn't you just say no one else could get in? I unlocked the main gate so no one could get in. Those were your words. Well, you know, it's not that high of a gate. You could just jump over it. It's really not that hard.
Well, if you must know, there's a drain that goes into the employee area. The grate has been loose for a while. It leads outside, and well, that's where they come in.
They come in through the drain?
I told you they were freaks. Oh, and I killed them. They're kids, children, whippersnappers.
I killed the children, but it's okay because I did it for the children. Oh, okay, that makes it okay. Cool. Kids? So on the photo that you erased...
It was a boy, probably second or third grade.
What? Order. Let me get this straight. An 8-year-old killed a guy? That's fucked. He saw 2 people pass by the gate on their way to the studios that day. One was the Steel Samurai dragging his leg. The other was a boy who looked to be in about 2nd or 3rd grade.
Oh, yes. Well, we see his type there every day. Can't stop him, can't catch him. A boy in 2nd or 3rd grade? I assume it would be hard, if not impossible, for a young boy to wield the samurai spear.
Impossible, I'd think. It's quite heavy. I know. I'm the one who killed the guy.
Right? I know it's heavy. I'm the one who killed him. As I said, I didn't pay him much mind.
Now I'm thinking back to what was it, chapter 4 of Danganronpa, where it's like, I can't believe I killed her, and then they're like, actually no, you didn't kill her. Hero, you did not kill her. And it's like, oh, I didn't kill her? That's awesome. Multiple people actually thought they killed her.
Right. As I said, that's why I erased the data. Maybe I read that already.
I think so. Nick, what's going on? Did an 8-year-old really kill Jack Hammer? I mean, the boy was there. That makes him a suspect. Yeah, and they're already trying to unsuspect him. This court will take a 5-minute recess. I want the defense and the prosecution to consider this new information, and no forgetting vital information this time. Mr. Powers.
Yes.
Tell me straight, were you really in your dressing room? You didn't go to the studio?
I didn't go to the studio. I was sleeping, honest.
So, who was the Steel Samurai in that security photo?
How should I know? The Steel Samurai costume was off in the corner of the dressing room. Anyone could have walked in and taken it, really.
What? You should take better care of that stuff.
I couldn't imagine anyone would want to steal a steel samurai costume. So, where does this leave me?
It doesn't look good. You're the only likely suspect right now. Nick, what are we going to do? First, we play for more time. We'll start targeting someone else that could conceivably have done this. Right. And it'll take them so long to shoot us down that we can get another day. Right, but if we pick the wrong person, we might lose on the spot.
You don't sound very optimistic.
I'm not optimistic at all, actually.
Yeah, you're fucked.
Hey, Nick, it's time. Okay, let's go.
What does that mean? Please don't sigh like that.
You're going to jail, buddy. Court will now reconvene for the trial of Mr. Will Powers. Mr. Edgeworth, will you present the prosecution's thoughts on this matter?
The prosecution's thoughts are simple.
The kid did it.
Nothing has changed. The other person who went to the studio was a boy of roughly 10 years of age. The photo we do have may not be hard evidence. But there's still no one else that could have committed this crime. I call for a verdict of guilty for the defendant, Mr. Will Powers.
Very well, Mr. Wright. And your thoughts? The defense disagrees with the prosecution's claim. That's kind of my job to do that. There is another person who could have committed this crime.
That 10-year-old boy.
It was the kid and the old lady. Order. Interesting. Let us hear who you have in mind. However, be aware that this court does not look kindly on accusing the innocent. Especially me, even though I did it. If you accuse someone who is obviously innocent, you will be penalized. Right. As if the stakes weren't high enough. So who was this person other than Mr. Powers who could have committed the murder? It was definitely the boy. It was the security lady, Wendy Oldbag. More like old murderer. I tried my best with that one.
Who?
The Steel Samurai is dragging his leg in this picture. That means whoever was in the suit knew about that morning's injury. Maybe because they had been watching the action scene run through. There was only one person other than Powers and Hammer who knew about the injury. The security lady, Oldbag.
What? Whippersnapper.
There we go, I finally did.
There you go, you got it in. Order. Is this true, Oldbag?
Oldbag? That's Miss Oldbag to you.
Miss Oldbag was standing guard alone at the main gate. She was by herself. In other words, she has no alibi. She could have briefly left her post to steal the Steel Samurai costume. Then slipped into Studio 1, the scene of the murder. Why would she go through the trouble of wearing the Steel Samurai costume? Simple, Your Honor. She knew the camera at the gate would take her picture. If he was in his costume, she could point the finger at Mr. Powers. I see. Excellent deductive reasoning, Mr. Wright. Oh yeah, right here. Sherlock Holmes II, baby. That's odd. Isn't this the part where Edgeworth pounces? Doesn't he usually jump up with an objection and some new damning evidence? Well, Mr. Edgeworth, does the prosecution have an opinion on this matter? Yeah, she fucking did it. Let's just end this. Let's just end this right now.
Yeah, we're boned. The prosecution has no meaningful objections at this time.
I actually don't really like her either, to be honest.
What? What's that supposed to mean? Hey, I'm gonna take every chance I get.
Yeah, it sounds like you are.
Oh, so you all think I did it? Is that it? This feeble old lady? Edgy boy, don't just sit there. Do something.
What's my move? Maybe now's my chance to take this the whole way. The very same reasoning that makes Mr. Powers a suspect in this case can be used to cast doubt on Miss Oldbag's action on that day.
But why would I do something so horrible to poor Hammer?
You forget that Mr. Powers lacks a clear motive, too. Indeed. That did it. Now Windbag is one of the suspects. No hard feelings, I hope.
Wait just a minute. What about the other person who went to the studio? That boy! The one whose photo I erased.
He's only a grade schooler, though, as you said. Second or third grade, was it?
That doesn't matter. Maybe he was a fourth grader who's strong enough.
Yeah.
When I was his age, I could pin my old man in 10 seconds tops.
Your thoughts, Mr. Wright? That boy's not the killer.
What? How can you be so sure? Anime boys nowadays are ripped.
Have you seen Dragon Ball? That kid,
Oh, or is it be nice to the kids and mean to your Elder's Day, whippersnapper?
I have proof. I killed the kid. Sorry. Sorry I had to come out this way.
Proof?
Indeed. Then let's see this proof, Mr. Wright. You have proof that shows the boy cannot have committed this murder. Oh yeah, it's the card. The scene of the murder, as we all know, was Studio 1. However, you need a card key to enter Studio 1. How could a boy with no formal relation to the studios have a card key? I see. Well, would the witness care to comment on this?
Hmm.
The Windbag, speechless. This has got to be a first. Very well. This court will suspend proceedings on the current trial for today. Mr. Edgeworth, please find out more about your witness, Miss Windy. What was her name?
Something Oldbag, Your Honor.
Well, the prosecution will look further into this Oldbag before we continue. That is all. This court is adjourned.
Wait a second. I'm not going to just sit here while you run off barking up the wrong tree. Me? I'm talking.
Oh, great. Stop the presses. The Windbag wants to talk. Miss Oldbag, what is this all about? Have you omitted something from your testimony?
Actually, if you must know, there's something I was told not to talk about.
Not to talk about?
By whom?
Huh. You mean it wasn't Edgeworth who told her not to talk? Well, testify.
Forgot about this part.
Yeah.
Global Studios wanted me to keep quiet about something.
It was killing the guy. No.
There were some other people at the studios on the day of the murder.
Because of course there fucking were.
They said they had nothing to do with it, you see? So they told me to just pretend they hadn't been at the studios that day. But if you're going to go accusing me, I'm not letting them get away scot-free.
Miss Oldbag, this is crucial information. Why did you keep this from the court until now?
Yeah, you piece of shit. Ain't you been listening? They told me to shut my trap, and I always do what I'm told.
No, this isn't a bad dream, Your Honor. Witness the power of the Oldbag. Mr. Wright, your cross-examination. Let me keep quiet about something. Some other people in the studios say the murder. I know. Who were these people?
Well, the director and the producer, for starters.
The director?
We should have known something was fishy. How could they have done a run-through of their action scene without a director? Of course. Yes, well, I was surprised no one asked about it.
So where were these people?
The director was in the employee area all morning for the run-through. He joined the producer around lunchtime, and they had a meeting after that. Where? Oh, in the Studio 2 trailer.
Studio 2? Remember the Studio 2?
Well, if you look at the guide map, here it is. Go through the gate and all the way to the left. The path. Oh, sorry.
Oh, that is me. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. The path where the monkey's head was falling over. I think that happened last time too. Except I noticed it and you didn't.
Yeah.
Well, Mr. Wright, would you like to continue the cross-examination? I think I've already asked all my questions, but... Your Honor, we have learned there were others at Global Studios on the day in question. The director and the producer and some bigwigs are all present. Yet as we stand here, they have not been questioned. I hold that it is impossible to declare a verdict on the defendant, Mr. Powers. The court acknowledges the defense's point. Prosecution will gather more information about the witness, Miss Oldbag, and more information about these other people we have just been told of.
I understand, Your Honor.
This ends the day's proceedings in the trial of Mr. Will Powers. That is all. This court is adjourned.
Thank you so much, Mr. Wright. I was right to ask you to defend me, Mr. Small Penis Man.
Really, it's nothing. Oh, or should I? We'll be going down to the studios to do some more investigating. We have to find out more about this director and producer. They'll be turning up in the next trial as witnesses for certain. So now's my chance to get material for the cross-examination. So, Nick, have we figured out just who it was in that Steel Samurai costume? Could it really have been Old Windbag? What do you think, Mr. Powers?
Hell yeah, of course she killed him.
She's terrible.
I helped her. I mean, I don't think it was her, really.
I've seen her kill babies.
And a second or third grader.
Neither do I, Nick. Yeah, I know. Look, I was just buying time back there. Someone had to be the bad guy for a bit to take the pressure off Mr. Powers. Poor old Windbag. I feel kind of sorry for her. Well, she wasn't winning any points in there with or without my accusation. Okay, let's get down to the studios. Right. We'll be back to visit you soon.
Thanks. Thanks, guys.
Okay.
All right.
And with that, that concludes the first day of trial. So next time we will be jumping into the next set of investigation. It'll be the last part that we have to run through for the second time, because then the second day of trial it will be all new stuff for us. So, but yeah, no, we will do that next time.